What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about SUI today, or SUI, however you want to go about it. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 9th day of July today. Here we are at about $2.95, looking like a little topish here on the 1 hour time frame, but let's see. We got 6 hours, 34 minutes left in the day. Yeah, you're really looking like you want to break out to the upside here on the daily time frame. I mean, we can see here on the daily RSI that you have a downtrend, right? Lower lows, lower highs, that whole thing, and you've broken out of that clearly. So looking good here. You've substituted your downtrend for a sideways trend and then turned that sideways trend into an upwards trend. That tends to happen. That's not always the case, but that tends to happen. And I would say that your sideways trend here was part of your downtrend to some degree as well. So, but anyways, you definitely look like you're in an uptrend now. Higher lows, higher highs, that whole thing. Finding support at the 50, we like to see it. Daily time frame looks like you're finding support at prior resistance, prior support. We like to see it. These are good things. Support here at prior resistance as well. In fact, I wonder if we take a low to a high here. What are we doing? Golden ratio support. 0.5 support, 382. We're going to break through the 382, and you're set free. You validate your low, and I think at this point in time, I would feel pretty comfortable saying that you have validated your low. But technically, you get above like $3, and then you'll validate it. But you're so close, man. You're so close. Looking at it here on the 1 hour time frame, then we'll zoom back out. Okay, 1 hour time frame. Like I said, a little topish. You got a double top there, a lower high with a higher high in the price. That is bearish divergence. So I wouldn't be surprised if. I mean, you're already down. You don't need to go lower. You don't really need to go too much lower. At this point in time, actually, now you have a lower low in your RSI with a higher low in the price. That's hidden bullish divergence. So it's really not a big deal. I'm trying to find another example of where you've done something like this. Let's see. No. Can't really find any examples. That's okay. Maybe here, right? But on the flip note, bullish divergence, higher lows right there, lower lows right there. You bounce, and then what'd you do? You had a high here and a lower high here with a high here and a higher high here. That's hidden bearish divergence, and you went down. So same kind of concept, but to the upside here, right? Now you've got hidden bullish divergence, and maybe it develops more. Maybe you go lower, but I don't think you go too much lower if you do go lower. That wouldn't be my expectation. From the current price to the low, or from this relative high to low, you're currently at the 886. The lowest I'd give you is maybe like 291. You're at 295 now, so nothing too crazy, nothing too incredible. But I doubt that you even go. I would really doubt that you even go below this level here. I think you've seen your downward move, and you're probably going to continue moving up going into the end of the day here. 4 hour time frame. Let's see if that agrees. I mean, 2 hours 32 minutes left in this 4 hour time frame. I would think that it does shift, and you do point upwards by the end of it, right? If you just flip this candle green, which you're only down 0.2%, I would assume you can do. So, and you look like you're in the middle of a breakout, so you probably do continue upwards. That's my assumption right there. If we're taking a relative high here, oh, that was not the relative high to a low there. Relative high to low. Yeah, you look good. You look like you're ready to go. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you actually did. You broke above $3, $3.03 to $3.09. You go to this next area, kind of consolidate up in here. You know, find support at these areas that you found resistance before, and then continue to run higher afterwards, right? You're at 295 now. Looking at this on a daily time frame, like I said, you broke out of your downtrend in the RSI. You're breaking out of your downtrend in the price as well. I don't know how to draw this the most appropriately. Maybe like that. That might be the most appropriate, right? Broke out of that. Looks like you've back tested this area for support. Again, you could go lower, but I don't think you do anything too significant, man. You're probably going to go up higher from here. Looking at the weekly time frame, bullish. Definitely bullish on the weekly time frame. I would expect, and if you're looking at this here, it's kind of like a giant W pattern, right? You've got this, 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 and then boom, you're going to come up to the overbought zone here in the weeks to come. Probably sometime, by the end of this month of July, if not August, I would think that you're up in this overbought area. And with that, you should be breaking out to prices above $4 and what is that? $4.30 above this high here. Okay. Yeah, 4.30. So we should see. I think we will see $4.30 or more by the end of this month. If not, then something around there. Okay, you're at 295 now, so that's nice. That's a nice little bit of growth for you. And then we're talking about this from a high to a low. I know a lot of people are making calls. I was looking at this here, and man, some of these, I don't know how some of these accounts get so big. I'm not trying to be a hater. I don't get it. Like they say things that They don't know what they're talking about. The comeback for SUI will be one of the greatest of the cycle. Book market. Probably not, Gordon. Probably not altcoin, Gordon. Probably not. I don't think you know. Maybe he knows something that I don't know. You know, I accept that as a possibility. But if we're looking at SUI here, you know, we go through. Let's just do this real quick, all right? You guys heard of BNB? Let's look at BNB. Right, BNB. I have a point. Okay, stick with this. Talking about why I don't think SUI is going to have one of the biggest. I think it'll see new all-time highs. I think it'll grow between now and the end of the cycle. I just don't think the greatest comeback. I think if you're holding SUI, you're holding yourself back from the real growth and gains that the crypto market has to offer. I don't think this thing's going to outperform. I think it's going to underperform virtually every coin in the top 100. It'll outperform the stable coins. BNB, all-time history. Let's go to the market cap. Ready? Okay, so the first cycle was the 2018 cycle. It had a rather stagnant bear cycle, right? A lot of coins were going down, but this thing did not. What was its market cap? Do you notice here? First cycle, 2018, that was 1.75 billion. It's actually only recently gotten, it saw $100 billion in market cap valuation last year, 2024. Okay, so BNB, the the fourth highest crypto, if you take out USDT, it saw $100 billion only last year in 2024, and it came out in 2017. Okay, so not its first cycle did it see that. Solana. Solana's a good one, right? SUI aims to be the Solana killer, right? And not maybe doesn't aim to be that, but a lot of people who like SUI are saying that it will flip Solana. Let's look at the market cap here. Last cycle, November 2021, what was its market cap at its high? It was remember, this was a dominant coin last cycle, you guys. This was like the Ethereum killer last cycle, right? And even this cycle a little bit. Nope, 69 billion. Even with the wick up there, it probably didn't even get to $100 billion. So no $100 billion market cap in that first cycle. I have a purpose. Okay, I have a purpose. We're going to get somewhere here. We're going to use deductive reasoning to talk about why SUI is going to underperform altcoins by large, and it's probably the worst investment of the cycle. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. There's other things. You can participate in the ecosystem and stuff, and there's other things. There's a lot of good things about SUI, but if you're looking at it from the simple aspect of put money in, get money out, I would encourage people to look elsewhere because it's probably not going to give you that much output. And we'll just stick with this. Okay, if you disagree, if this hurts your ears, just stick with it. Prove me wrong. Okay, just prove me wrong. But you can't. You won't be able to. Tron, number 8, very dominant crypto, right? $27.3 billion now. It's never seen $100 billion in market cap valuation. Nope, certainly not in its first cycle. And the list goes on, right? The only coins that have seen $100 billion, Bitcoin didn't even see $100 billion in its first market cycle. Ethereum and XRP did. They're the only two coins. And actually, I don't even know about that. Let's see here. Hold on. Market cap. Yeah, first cycle, it did. It saw all the way up here at the top. That was 100 and something. You saw it, right? $130 billion for XRP. $130 billion. XRP is the only other one besides Ethereum to do that. Why did these two cryptos get $100 billion in their first market cycle? Well, they came out, wow, perfect. I've never seen a perfect profile score before. They came out when the market was a lot less saturated. Absolutely, right? And we see here Ethereum had an over $100 billion market cap as well. For a time, XRP did flip Ethereum. I have a purpose, okay? We're going to look at SUI now. SUI has a market cap of $10 billion, okay? Let's pretend that SUI is so special and that in this completely oversaturated market environment that it will not only see a $100 billion market cap in its first bull cycle, because we're in the first bull cycle for SUI, but that it'll double that and that it'll see $200 billion. No coin's done that before. SUI might be the first. Let's run with that idea. $200 billion. We're being really generous. I think we're being really generous, okay? Hear me out. Weekly time frame, all-time history, came out in May of 2023, right? That's what we got here. Sounds about right. We're at a $10 billion market cap now. What we're going to do is just 20x this. That'll give you actually a $202 billion market cap, whatever. We're going to 20x this price. So a 20x from here is 1900%. 1900% roughly, right there. And I'd rather be generous than conservative, okay? So SUI, in this wild imagination of ours, here it is at $3 now. if it were to hit $200 billion, which nothing has ever done before, none of the coins in all of crypto have ever done that before. Am I saying that that can't happen? No, I'm just saying it's very statistically improbable. It's like, I'm not saying the sun can't come up tomorrow. It's probably going to come up tomorrow. It's possible that it doesn't, but I would bet anybody anything at all that it comes up tomorrow. Right? Just like I would bet that SUI likely doesn't hit a $60 price. Now, why am I referencing this? Why is this a point? Because again, there are large accounts out there that they don't know what they're talking about, and maybe they're biased, maybe they're being paid to talk about it, whatever. Shout out to Altcoin Gordon on that note. I don't know if he's being paid for it, but clearly biased, at least, right? Clearly flawed logic, at least. We look at others, and I like Altcoin Gordon. I like him as a crypto personality. I just don't think he knows what he's talking. He might think he knows what he's talking about more so. I know Raoul Powell is heavily invested in SUI also. So what? Who cares? Warren Buffett's heavily invested in stocks, and he's not invested in crypto. Who cares? We look at the others, the total market cap. So this is the others chart. This is the total crypto market cap excluding the top 10. That's what it says. It's really the top 125 coins excluding the top 10. So it's 115 coins, conglomerate together, their market cap, right? I'm expecting, and whether you think this is crazy or not, I don't care. I'm not in this to do this form of analysis. I'm just trying to talk about SUI. But just understand, we've done in-depth analysis on this before. I've given my reasons as to why. I expect the average altcoin to go, the valuation for the others chart to go up above $6 trillion. From the current valuation, what I expect the average altcoin to do as a standard, not a high expectation, as a standard, is 2,400%. That is a 25x as a standard. In the top 125 coins, the standard is 25x. If you're doing less, and why am I putting it just above the 2272? Because typically with the 2272, you actually do go just above there. And this is an area that we like to top off at, is the 2272s. We can stop at the 1618, but I highly doubt that that's where we're going to stop. What, the average altcoin between now and the end of the cycle is only getting a 6x? Come on, man. Probably not. No, 25x, that sounds still weak, but that's more appropriate. 26x. Let's even say the average altcoin does a 20x. Just like SUI. But the thing is, this 20x is coming from the very improbable idea that we will see a $200 billion market cap. And we haven't even talked about the very real fact that there are a ton of tokens that have to be unlocked. You're at a $10.1 billion market cap now. Your fully diluted valuation is basically triple that. Okay? SUI, my friends, is no more destined for $60 than it is for $30. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It will likely not even get to $30 by the end of the cycle. Do you understand what I'm saying? The average altcoin, the standard, is a 25 to a 30x. Let's just say that. 20 to 30x. The standard. That's if you're performing on average. If you're seeing something above there, you're performing above average. And there will be coins in the top 125 and below there that perform above average. There will be. SUI is not going to be one of them. SUI is not going to have the greatest comeback of the cycle. No. SUI is going to be a very big disappointment for anybody and everybody who's invested in it. It'll make you money, and in that sense, it won't be disappointing. But if you're talking about staking, I can stake my SUI. Well, guess what? You could stake your Onyx coin too. And Onyx coin pays out like 27% APR. What's SUI? It's not even half that. No. I actually don't even know. What is SUI's APR? Let's see. Let me ask Grok here. What is SUI's APR for staking? Maybe they have an APY instead, which is nice because then it compounds. But let's just see what Grok says. Okay, 2 to 8.7%. Double that. Make it 19%. Make it 17%. Whatever. Make it any of those numbers. It's still 10% less than what you can get with Onyx Coin. And Onyx Coin is a way better investment than SUI. You want the greatest comeback of the cycle from... No offense to Altcoin Gordon, but dude, Onyx Coin, way better. But I'm not trying to take people away from SUI and Onyx Coin. Really what I'm trying to say is, if you're fully allocated in SUI, you are setting yourself up for a very mediocre environment in what is exceptionally the most bullish environment in all of finance and all of investing that you can find. And you're going to limit yourself to SUI because some big players are talking about it. Maybe they're paid to talk about it. They're affiliated with it. They're the ones that get the rewards from these newly minted tokens. It's secure for them, right? For them, they'll take a 10x. That's fine. They got billions of dollars. They got hundreds of millions of dollars. But you, with $100, with $1,000, with $100,000, even just $1 million, you want to 10x your money, or do you want to 25x your money? Nothing. 25. If I'm not getting at least a 25x, don't talk to me. There's no reason why I should have any interest in investing in you. And not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but SUI doesn't stand a chance in hell of even hitting $30, which from here, guys, means SUI will not even do a 10x by the end of this cycle. That's the reality of it. And it can hurt your ears. I don't care if it does. I'm not here to be nice. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to tell you the truth. And we can be friends still. I hope that we can be. But the truth is, I think you're going to be hard-pressed to even get up to $24, $25. That's an 8x, but I accept it as a possibility depending on how much the market cap dilutes. You're going to stop somewhere between $10 and $25 by the end of this cycle. You're at $2.95 now. Terrible. Terrible. If you're investing in it now, cool. 2 weeks ago, up 18%. That's nice. Will it pump like this? Sure, it'll attract attention. But if you think that this is going to make you a lot of money this cycle, I would challenge that and say, I bet that's because you heard somebody who's got a lot more money than you who said that. So in your mind, that validates it. But hold up now. That doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. Just because they have a lot of money doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. Or, also, even more true, doesn't mean that they have your best interests at heart. Your best interest is to make as much money as you can in this crypto market. You're not going to do it with SUI. And on that note, because I know a lot of people who are invested in SUI are also invested in this coin, the same logic applies for this one. You ready for it? Hyperliquid. Why does the same logic apply? Even more so because we're at a higher market cap. You can't 20x this thing. You probably won't even 10x it. Fully diluted valuation is 3 times the current supply. And you think Hyperliquid or SUI are going to flip Solana? Maybe in market cap. Not in price. No. Great ecosystems, both of them. Both of them. Great, great. But if you're an investor, who cares? Look elsewhere. Look anywhere. Litecoin will outperform SUI and Hyperliquid. Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash, Avalanche, Hedera, probably even Shiba Inu, but probably not. I don't know. Don't invest in Shiba. Not financial advice, but stay away from Shiba. Dot's dead. Who cares? There's so many coins, and then you go down the list. There's so many coins that have better probabilities of doing that. XRP is at a higher market cap. Ethereum is at a higher market cap by far than both of these. BNB, Solana. I bet all of these, Tron, Dogecoin, Litecoin, right? They're going to outperform both of these 2 to 1 at least. Probably 3 to 1. Stay the hell away from them. If you want to make some slow money, you want safe bets, okay. But if you want the hot tamale, this is not it. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. If you think that I'm wrong, then understand what you're saying here. If you're in disagreement with me and you say that it will outperform the average altcoin, then one of two things is what you're saying. Either one, the average altcoin won't even see a 10x between now and the end of the cycle, which sounds pretty crazy to me. And SUI's probably not even going to get a 10x. It won't even see an 8x by the end of the cycle. SUI's going to outperform the average altcoin. That would mean that at its highest capability, highest capacity, an 8x, which would basically 8 to 10x, altcoins are going to do less than that between now and the end of the cycle? I don't think so. You're crazy. Or are you saying that SUI will see a multi-hundred billion dollar market cap by the end of the cycle? It's crazy, guys. No cryptos see over $100 billion in their first cycle, let alone 200. And to outperform the average altcoin, SUI would have to surpass $250 billion from here. I'm saying this now because the market is about to rip. We're at a point in time where altcoins are about to flourish. And if you're in this coin, you're going to get left behind. You're gonna make gains, but you're gonna look at everybody else having much more fun than you. You're on the kiddie ride, they're on the roller coaster. And you're like, what the hell am I doing? Why didn't I just get the day pass and go with everybody else? I'm being cheap getting my free kiddie ride here. I don't even know if they're free, but it's a bad analogy in that sense, but I'm just saying, why? You have an ample opportunity. You don't even have to be smart. Just dart in the dark. Shout out to Dumb Darts on that note. Shout out to Chow. But that's a YouTube channel. They do that. They literally will throw darts at random cryptos and then invest in them. It's a great idea, I think, honestly. I think it's better than getting emotionally involved. It really is, and a lot of people are emotionally involved with SUI. But I'm done talking about it. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I hope this at least gets through to some people. I don't care if I'm pissing you off. I care if I'm getting through to you because I want you guys to make money. I don't want to see SUI down. I don't want to see it lose importance. I don't care about SUI. I care about making money. I care about you making money. And you're not going to do it, at least not at the same level that anybody else is if you're invested in SUI or Hyperliquid. Just saying. Bye-bye.